What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025, and I took a total of 4 trades today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is the daily chart. And yesterday we actually sold off pretty heavily, although we remained inside yesterday's candle, right? So it was an inside candle. Now, even though it was a large range body, because it was still inside the candle, because, we have pushed up so high because there is still a daily fair value gap right there, have to remain bullish on the long term, right? Have to remain bullish. If we zoom in into the 4 hour, we can see some more things. This is today's candle, obviously, but if we just ignore this information, right? So yesterday, this is yesterday's candle. We inversed this 4 hour gap here, and we were respecting this 4 hour bullish order block. Now, coming into today's session, I was actually pretty neutral. Because, as I stated, I'm long-term bullish and I'm short-term bearish, right? But how bearish? Kind of 50-50, right? Like I said, because we didn't take the previous day's low, and we still had, levels like a daily fair value gap that could support price higher, right? So there is a consolidation here, right? Price pushes down. Overnight session, price moves back up. And then at 9:30 a.m., we have a push down. Today was a no news Wednesday. And typically when there's no news on any day, I'm thinking to myself that 9:30 is going to be the manipulation, right? So when I see this move down, my eyes go to the Asia lows, right? So we had Asia lows here. We had previous day low, and then we had Monday low, and then obviously under Monday low, we had that daily gap right there. Now, what ends up happening is that 9:30 opens, we push down, we take the Asia low, and then we come right back into the range. So when we come back into the range, I'm thinking that, price doesn't need to take this low, even though it got so close to it within a few points, and it could just create a failure swing, and then we can go higher. Now, I did take a long at right there. So when price inverses 5 minute around this area, I did take a long, and I did close it out for a half hour loss. And then later on in the session, let me just pull it up. So I took way too many trades today. Well, shouldn't say way too many, but more than I would like to take. So let's zoom in here, right? Because it's 4 trades and it's a lot to unpack here. And I'm going to try to give you my thought process for each and every single one of them. So I already told you why I went long here, and I went ahead and cut the trade because price was moving very slow. And the way I saw it, I entered because there was speed, and then price just slowed down. I didn't like the way it was moving, so I went ahead and exited. A couple of candles later, I went ahead and flipped my position. I went short. Price moved in my favor, and then it went about 1.5 R in my favor, so I put the stop at break even, and I got stopped out break even. So that trade was a break even. Later on in the session, I'm going to go ahead and just show the rest of the chart here. So later on in the session, right, around 11:10, we finally hit the previous day low, right? So it looked like this was a high resistance liquidity run. We hit the previous day low, and then we get bought out very strongly. I see this inverse right here. I take another trade long, and this one I take a full stop out, right? My stop loss was right here at this low, and I get stopped out. So at this point, I have to reassess. Because clearly price, it doesn't want to go higher. It's just been, but however, it's been grinding down very slow. been moving down very slow and not really doing that much. So I'm looking at the other correlated pairs, and I'm seeing one thing. So I was on NQ. ES was already trading below its Sunday low around this time, around like 11:20. ES was trading below Sunday low. NQ was trading below Sunday low. Now the thing that really made me want to go short was when I saw YM trading under its Sunday low and then getting rejected off of it. Right? So I believe it pushed down at 11:25. And let me just find my entry here. Yeah, so 11:30 we pushed down here. I see that we created a bullish order block right here. We are closing strong under the previous day low. I want to get short around this order block. I put my stop at the high, and then I want to target not just Monday's low. I want to target the daily fair value gap. Now, when price comes back into that order block, which I have labeled, you'll see that I got short on that candle. I got short on that very candle when it tapped it. I put my stop loss at the high, and then I aimed for 3R. And out of the whole day, well, besides 9:30, right? But I don't like to just, most of the time I don't like to get short or long right before 9:30. But as you can see, I captured, you know, the nicest move of the day up until right now. That's like 3 o'clock. We got 1 hour left in the session. So this was my trade today, guys. I think this trade was excellent. It was a 3R trade. I was able to mitigate the first half R loss and the next 1 R loss. So today I'm up 1.5 R on the day. And because my bias was so clear at this time, right? Because the way I saw it was everybody else already got chopped about. I already know people who went long got chopped up. People who went short got chopped up. Everybody got chopped out. The market pretty much took out all of the participants. So at this point in time, when price really started to move and we got some confluence with the other correlated assets, I went short and I went heavier. So here I should have only really taken like 1 to 2 contracts, but I ended up taking 3, which is double my risk. And it really paid off here, guys. So this was a really, really good trade for me. So that's one thing that I did good. Honestly, it was a tricky session. So, you know, if you did bad today, you really can't beat yourself up because, you know, price could have went either way, you know. But a good rule of thumb is if we're under the Sunday open, you want to be bearish. If you're above the Sunday open, you want to be bullish. That's generally. So as you can see, even though like I was getting long under the Sunday open, you know, it's still bearish. And one other thing to note as well, NQ was the weakest asset pretty much throughout the whole session. And looks like YM finally caught up. But yeah, guys. So that's my trade, 4 trades today. If you found value from this video, please give me a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.